I have never seen someone that is ungrateful as these Somalians. Somalians are asking for reparation. Somalians want to be compensated. They want to be compensated. And if I now start checking all of their reasons why they are demanding for this reparation, I was like, are you people okay? You people were the one that committed the fraud. You people were the one that misused your stay in Minnesota. You people were the one that Americans are even supposed to be saying, you people have to give us reparation. Right now, I'm now seeing Somalians demanding, asking, requesting. You know, the funniest part of all of this is that they have to even write it so that they can read it. So it simply means some of these people are not even good with English, but they are just enjoying their illegal stay in the US. Is as bad as that. Honestly, when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, this is what they want us to support. This is what they want us to cheer or clap for them. But anyways, who am I? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. Let's go watch so that you guys can also see reasons why Somalians want reparation. And I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go watch, guys.
I want to say thank you to those who drove across the state lines just to buy from us and support our small businesses. I want to thank you for also my neighbors for bringing food so we can provide those trapped in their houses and unable to walk or go out from their community because they fear being catched and thrown to the jail. I also want to thank you for the thoughtfulness for bringing dates and water so Somali communities are able to break their first Ramadan with dignity, because Ramadan is not the same this year for us. I also wanted to thank my brothers and sisters, Somali brothers and sisters. I know Ramadan is hard for you, but you are the bravest people I know. You survived civil wars, and hang in there. You can go through this one. Also, but that's not it. We must repair the damage by making sure that this is for our governors, for our state, and for our legislators. We want to make sure that the existing relief programs fits into our criteria of small business owners, not those who make $200,000 and above. We don't make that much amount. We have been suffering since the crisis of ICE. We also demand an immediate help to evictions so families are not pushed to homelessness during the crisis. Our community deserves accountability. Our community deserves safety. We need also justice for those who lost their lives defending the community. Eyes out, families in.
Eyes out, families in.
Eyes out, small business in.
Eyes out, small business in.
Eyes out, justice in.
Yo, now they're sitting there telling us that the American citizens, and they require for them to actually provide reparations for them committing fraud and for the Trump administration taking a stern approach to removing illegal migrants out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. You have Somalis, now that Tom Homan and ICE is starting to remove themselves from Minneapolis, you have them coming in saying ICE out, but we also want the governor and the Trump administration to provide them with relief. Now, remember, a lot of this came about because Nick Shirley started to expose the fraud that was happening within the communities and that the Biden administration neglected to address because he was too busy allowing for illegal migrants to come into this country without no kind of resistance whatsoever. They was just coming over hand over fist and it wasn't any problem. Then you had the Somali community that felt compelled to rub it in people's faces and say, hey, listen, we don't really care about how y'all feel. We believe that Minneapolis is our birthright. And then this woman comes up, read a prompt, and tells you that ICE out, we want our reparations. They want reparations. And they might even get it because you know how it is. Anybody that's illegal in this country, if you live in a blue state or a blue city, they're probably going to make sure that they take care of you.
You know, as if several $billions in fraud isn't enough, the Somalian community in Minneapolis is demanding more.
Somali of small business owned communities.
You know, you gotta be fucking kidding me. The Somalian community have some nerve to stand there with their purses open demanding more money. Reparations, you could say. I mean, haven't the American taxpayer paid enough? I mean, your being in this country is your fucking reparation. This whole press conference is blasphemy. I mean, who do you think keep you pirates in butter and brickle? And then you hold a rally and this is your spokesperson? A person with an IQ of 40? And who the hell did you have lose their lives? I mean, at the end of the day, you had white liberal women out there acting as terrorists trying to stop ICE from doing their jobs. I didn't see any of you mummy-faced Durkas out there fighting with those crazy liberals as they tried to obstruct ICE, all in the name of protecting you. No. While white liberals was out there committing jihad against the ICE agents, you guys were somewhere hiding, stealing. Go figure.
The Somalis are demanding reparations because of what happened with ICE. Send a flood. Look at this. Can't make this up. Hilariously outrageous. Very bold for people that was allowed into a country to seek refuge from their own country who actually owes them something. What? It gets to a point, y'all's community that you demanding stuff for literally scammed the government out of $1 billion+ dollars. What in a Twilight Zone upside down Freaky Friday Matrix type of shit is going on here? Cause you can't, what? It like y'all sitting up here demanding things from the United States government that allowed you all to come in here to seek refuge. Literally over 80% of your community is receiving government assistance. Y'all haven't been paying into the system for centuries. Y'all didn't build this country. Y'all don't really add, what did y'all add to the infrastructure? Coming here and starting a business is not the same as building a country. Coming here and opening a daycare center and having your son and your cousin and your stepson as the kids that go to the daycare center is not the same as a hard working, we work so goddamn hard. Getting government handouts and assistance, what is going on here? And the fact that you even have the balls to demand anything is diabolical. Get them out of here. And I'm not talking about all for the ones that are legalized. They're living their lives. They're not bothering nobody. They ain't trying to get all up in the hoopla. Leave those people alone. But this lady and the people in the back of her, somebody, they need some BTA. They need a little bit of straightening. Because I don't understand how these people really... I'm trying to understand, why do these people think that they are owed something? The immigrant entitlement is a little bit diabolical. It's insane. It's getting to a point. Because if Johnny had 5 apples, bitch, you already was allowed to come up in this country and work. If you've been in this country for 10+ years, you've been able to work and get some American dollars to send back home. If all of y'all rounded up, all of y'all that worked so much harder, y'all better than everybody, took all of your resources and went back to Somalia instead of going to Kenya, which is odd, and building up Kenya. That's another story for another day. If y'all took all of that back to Somalia with all of the money that y'all have, the cars, the Beamer, Benz, and Bentleys, because y'all say y'all all live in mansions, and take it back home, then y'all should have y'all a nice little city in your homeland. Why y'all not fighting the government? Why y'all not fighting the powers that be where people actually owe you something when you were born at? I just don't understand this. Y'all think Somalis deserve reparations? Spread love is the Brooklyn way, child. And literally, ICE is literally only here to enforce immigration laws. They have immigration laws in every single country all around the world. I don't know why y'all think the United States of America is supposed to be this big, huge exception to the rule. If y'all was not stealing, scamming from the government, then all eyes wouldn't be on y'all. Y'all act like people just singling y'all. You know what? I'm leaving.
So the Somalis in Minnesota are now asking for reparations. They're asking for reparations because of what the federal government has done to them and all the stuff that they've been through. And they feel like they're owed some money. Forget about the fraud that they committed. Forget about their networks that they were part of. Forget about Lilian Omar and her corruption and how she's now worth over $30 million. Forget about all that. They want reparations and they want to take more money from us because they feel like they are obligated to get more money from us because of the corruption that people were able to figure out, because of the corruption that has been investigated, because of their brothers and sisters that are finally getting deported. Can you believe that? They have literally done everything they can to rip us off and get away with it, as a matter of fact, because a lot of them aren't even being held accountable. The money they took is not going to come back into our pockets. We will never see that money again. There will never be enough accountability. I hope you understand that. But the bottom line is that these people are so just, they have like the biggest balls, I guess. And they're going to be like, well, yeah, we want reparations for what you did to us. Yeah, I think it's time to say that if this is going to be the mindset, then they can all go home. We could just send them all back because this is ridiculous. This is out of control. And I can't even fathom, there's probably going to be someone like Tim Waltz who's like, yep, we need to give him some money back. Cause of what the federal government did, we gotta be sorry and apologize. And it's the moral thing to do is give him more taxpayer money. So, well, let's get right on that. That's probably what he's gonna do. These people can go piss off.
So, in Minnesota, some suburban mayors are saying that businesses are hurting or struggling because of the ICE situation. They're claiming that people are scared to go out, so small businesses and restaurants are losing customers. Some restaurants say they're down 30 to 40% in sales. And the mayor's also saying and complaining that they've spent extra money on police. So now they're asking the state to help cover those extra costs and also the extra costs to support the small businesses. Not only that, some members of the Somali committee are asking for reparations. Yes, they're asking for reparations. They said that their businesses has been hurting because of ICE. They want the state to cover those damages. They're asking Tim Waltz to fix it. And of course, he hasn't responded. You know what they say, Minnesota? Go woke and go broke.
A little news coming out of Minnesota. The Somalians in Minnesota are demanding reparation after the crisis that ICE brought into their community. They are saying the businesses that made under $200,000 really suffered, and we need to pay those businesses back. They're also saying that the people who are being evicted out of their apartments because they no longer can pay rent, we need to pay for that rent. And they're also demanding that the federal government apologize for the trauma that ICE brought upon their community. The Somalians, 81% of them are on welfare, and if they have children living in their home, I guarantee you most of them are receiving welfare, and 73% of them are receiving Medicaid. We are taking care of the Somalians. Most Somalians do not even pay rent because American tax dollars pay for their rent. Now they're demanding reparation, demanding that we pay them because ICE came into their community. Now the Somalians, a lot of them were fraudsters, are asking for us to pay them for the damage that was done. Could you imagine going to a different country and demanding that that country pay you for any trauma that was done to you? This is hard to believe that the Somalians are actually asking us for more money. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
So when I made a video earlier today talking about the Somali population in Minnesota, guys, it's such a dicey thing to even talk about things like this. We don't live in a healthy society. Where we're at as a group of people is anything that you attempt to talk about as just, you just want to have a normal conversation about it, you will be labeled something just by talking about it. In Minnesota, 85 of the 98 people that are currently being charged with fraud are of Somali descent. That's 90%. 90% of the fraud going on in Minnesota currently, right now, the people are of Somali descent. And that's facts. That's numbers. And so to have 90% of all your fraud occurring in your state by people of Somali descent, who are not originally from Minnesota, who Obama handpicked your state and told the Somali people. Now, were there Somali people in Minnesota before Obama did this? Yes. But your state was handpicked by Obama himself, and he said, come on over. Now, we see the videos online where the people say, this is our land. Somali people are claiming that that's their land. From thousands of years ago, Minnesota is theirs. Unapologetically, they'll say, white people, get back to work. We need your money. I've watched the videos. Now they want more money. They want more money from you. I guess if entitlement was a picture here, I'd love it if we could have these conversations and healthy conversations about this stuff. And nobody wants to touch it with a 10-foot pole, because on the left you have people who want to label you a racist. I don't have a single ill will towards Somali people. I don't have any, nothing. I don't have anything of the sort. If anybody is involved in fraud, if anybody is involved in the lying and the cheating and the stealing, regardless of their skin color, I would want them called on it. I would want the people held accountable for lying, cheating, and stealing. And in Minnesota, the reason we even have to have this conversation is because we have your massive liberal politicians in Minnesota who want to turn the other way and pretend like it's not real, when it is. If I lived in Minnesota and now I see the Somali population come back on the news, demanding money, the level of disrespect is just, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. I'm so sorry to the population of Minnesota. There are no words.
So after stealing billions of dollars, reportedly, the Minnesota Somalis are now demanding, not asking, but demanding for reparations and housing aid because of the ICE crisis there in Minnesota. Check it out.
We also demand...
Chuck, if a woodchuck could chuck wood. If this bitch wants reparations, I will send her a truckload of lumber. She can whittle that shit down into a fucking house, into a dam, whatever the hell it is that she needs. I know some of you guys are going to say, hey, that's kind of fucked up, but I don't give a shit. I truly don't give a shit anymore. Until those responsible for the daycare fraud there in Minneapolis are held accountable and arrested, not a single fucking dollar of taxpayer funds should go to that city, to any fucking buddy. Because I'm sorry, when the daycare owner, manager, whoever the hell he was, does a press conference and says, oh gee shit, somebody broke into the daycare last night and just happened to steal the exact documents that these investigators are going to want, that's not coincidence. That is somebody covering up fraud. So if you want reparations, if you want housing, go get a fucking job and stop relying on the government tit to pay your bills.
Hello family, I hope all is well. I hope you're having a great day. I hope it's a lot of positivity going on. And I am sending you what is wrong with the Somalians? They have committed $1 billion worth of fraud. And now they have the nerve to say they asking for reparations because their business is losing money. I suggest y'all go get a job. You've been living off of our tax dollars for a long time. Do any of y'all work? Do your men work? Do y'all work? Or y'all all sit around with fake, allegedly, daycares and senior citizen homes and all kind of fraud. No, you won't get reparations. It seemed like y'all people would not leave this alone. You know that Foundation of Black Americans, Black American Indians, and the Black Israelites are fighting for reparations. And all of a sudden now you want reparations. Y'all people, if y'all two-headed sword, it's like you trying to still jug us at the same time trying to jug the government. Y'all Somalians have some nerve. Now, I don't know if y'all have education. I mean, people that's like my age. And not your children, but you all that's on the mics. Are y'all educated? Do you know reparations is not for losing your business? People lose their business, they go get a job. They don't sue the government. Fraud costs you to lose your job, not the government. You blaming them for you committing fraud. And then y'all so arrogant with it. And you have the audacity to think you finna get paid reparations. You better go back to your country and ask for reparation. Because one thing about it, we ain't having it. Foundation of Black Americans, Black American Indians, and Black Israelites. You think you finna get reparation when we the one built this country, invented everything, and did it for free? Y'all have lost y'all mind, Somalian. Trump, it's time to send people like them people on that mic back to their country. We are tired. If you're Somalian and you're not for this nonsense and you legal, we're not talking to you. But these people like this that think the America owed them something, we don't owe y'all anything. How dare y'all ask for reparation after y'all have committed $1 billion? Go back to your country and build up reparations and ask your governor for reparation. All that money y'all stole, you should be able to start over. We're gonna listen to them. It don't make sense what they saying. Here we go, family.
Are demanding reparations because of what happened with ICE. Certified. Look at this.
Programs fits into our criteria of small business owners, not those who make 200,000 and above. We don't make that much amount, and we have been suffering since the crisis of ICE. We also demand an immediate help to evictions so families are not pushed to homelessness during the crisis. Our community deserves accountability. Our community deserves safety. We need also justice for those who lost their lives defending the community.
Are you kidding me? What side of history are we in? Are we back in the Civil War? The Somalian people are asking for reparations now? Oh, hell no. You ain't getting reparations. No, you're not. You are not getting reparations. I'm sorry. But if anybody's going to support that, move out of the state.
Yes.
Somali refugee.
Family, what's wrong with the Somalians? Ma'am, we don't have, you talking about for the loss of life, for causing our businesses. We've been crying that the Black Americans for 400 years. We've been crying how we've been unalive, how our business been burned down, how our town's been burned down, how we lost everything and had to keep starting over. When you come here with nothing, refugees, and we help y'all, put y'all on welfare, housing, Section 8, y'all riding BMWs and iPhones, and y'all got businesses find out they are fraud, and you have the nerve. And you have the nerve to ask for reparations. But you know what? This is why we delineating. Because all these 60 years, every crime y'all immigrants did, y'all black immigrants, from Latinos, Cubans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Africa, y'all been doing all this crime, and it's been blamed on foundational Black Americans and Black American Indians and the Black Israelites. This is why so many people probably hate us, because y'all going all around the world probably pretending y'all us and doing all kind of fraud everywhere y'all go, and y'all done left a stain on our name. And we wondering why everybody hate us. Have y'all been faking us when y'all go to other parts of the world? Foundation of Black Americans we're good people, we're honest people, and we're not the one doing all these crimes, because we kept trying to figure out who are they talking about, why they saying now it makes sense. It's been y'all immigrants. Majority, maybe 10% of us, but 90% of y'all, because we see y'all are fraudsters now. We see how y'all lie, the Africans, all y'all lie. We built this country, the Somalians. Y'all say y'all not Africans, but y'all immigrants. Y'all fraud all over the state, not just in there, but I heard it's in Michigan or wherever y'all at. All the Black caucus is immigrants. Fraud. Allegedly, they giving away all our money to immigrants. They fighting for immigrants. Y'all, we got to get these people out of our politics. Even if they're citizens, they should not be able to run for politics to represent America. They are not indigenous. They don't feel the love and the pain we feel for this country. Our blood, sweat, and tears is in here. Our ancestors, theirs not. They should not be allowed to run for office. They shouldn't. If you're an immigrant, you should not be able to hold any offices. And if you don't like that, then you always have a country to go back to. That's the good thing about being an immigrant. But Somalians, y'all not getting anything. Foundation of Black Americans will make sure of that. And when we say it, it will be done. And actually, this is judgment on y'all. Don't you know that Yahshua, Father God, is exposing y'all Somalians and all? God said you reap what you sow. These are what you sowed. So now you're being judged. You're under judgment. And you're going home. All the crooks, the thieves, the fraudsters. You're going home. All right, family, let's listen to a little bit more of this. This is unreal. Reparations. Not in America, Somalians.
Well, the Somalian community up in Minneapolis, Minnesota is demanding $200 million in reparations. No, I'm sorry, they demand it because of all the ICE operations and all the fraud that got discovered in the investigations, that they demand $200 million in reparations. Because that's the only way they would have fucking lost money, is if they got fucking stopped from defrauding the United States government. Everybody that was legitimate did not lose any money. But their spokesman had the cojones to stand in front of the camera and tell the American people and the fucking people of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the state of Minnesota that Donald Trump is owed them an apology on top of giving them an additional $200 million on top of the $18+ billion that got defrauded from the United States government, allegedly. At this point, I don't know whether to be fucking laughing or being pissed off at this shit, because what in the ever-loving fuck could you have the balls to come out? I'm just at a loss, bro. I'm at a loss. Go home, people. Go home.
As if several $billion in fraud isn't enough, the Somalian community in Minneapolis is demanding more.
Somali small business owners.
The Somalian community have some nerve to stand there with their purses open, demanding more money. Reparations, you could say. Haven't the American taxpayer paid enough? Your being in this country is your fucking reparation. This whole press conference is blasphemy.
Like my video, family, if you like.
I beg your finest pardon, you want what?
Leave programs fits into our criteria.
Like, do you even understand what you're reading?
Of small business owners.
Like, y'all had somewhat of a fighting chance with the little dude with the glasses that cost like $5,500, and you're out here reading like you can't even understand anything.
Not those who makes $200,000 and above.
Yeah, that was literally y'all. Because y'all were sending that shit home.
We don't make that much amount. We have been suffering since the crisis of ICE.
You mean the crisis of y'all's plan getting fucked up because y'all got caught?
We also demand.
Demand? I'm fucking sorry?
An immediate help to evictions so families are not pushed to homelessness during the crisis.
Don't forget to say that y'all caused, because this is nobody's fault but your own.
Our community deserves accountability.
Well, I'll be damned. You did say something right, but it's not the accountability that you're looking for, because your community does deserve to know where all that fucking money went.
Our community deserves safety. We need also justice for those who lost their lives defending the community.
And straight back to the bullshit, because this is the first time I've heard any of y'all talk about people that have lost their lives. Y'all don't give two fucks about those people. But the audacity that you would open your mouth and say you need reparations is fucking crazy. Do you not realize how long black people have been trying to get reparations for fucking slavery and they still haven't seen a dime? And y'all think you deserve anything. Like, get the fuck out of here.
We have suffering sons starting for ICE. We wanna, whoever bring over here, we wanna they pay. Only that's what I'm saying. And I'm asking our governor and our state. We are taxpayer. We need pay back whatever they committed ICE. Thank you very much.
File your paperwork. Good luck. I mean, if it's any consolation, we've been waiting, 250 years? Wear some soft shoes and a comfortable belt. You brought something to read, I hope, because this may take a while.
So y'all mean to tell me that the Somalians are now demanding reparations because of ICE? Are you for real? Are you serious? Because let me tell you something. That is the greatest way to start a civil war. Give them reparations if you want to. And the black community being promised reparations from the Democratic Party since the past 160 years, basically? Like, be for real. Be for real. It's the audacity for me. You have the audacity to come to my country, to steal from me, and then demand reparations when you have literally done nothing. At least black people got a case when they asked for reparations, because they were brought here on their own. They didn't come on their own. They were brought here and they had to build this country for free. Okay? They were slaves, okay? And we couldn't even get reparations, but y'all demanded reparations because y'all feelings is hurt, because y'all got caught stealing. Like, dude, baby, let me tell you something. This is really, 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 really pissing me off. It's the audacity. And then you have a press conference to announce that you want reparations. Are you cool? Are you cool? Bro, if they don't round these mugs up and send them back to where they came from so they can have a greater appreciation for America, that's going to be a problem. That's what needs to happen. They need to go back to where they came from so they can realize just how good they got it here. And stop reparations? I don't think I'm going to ever get over this. I don't think I'm going to ever get over the fact that the Somalians are asking for reparations. I will never get over this. That's a problem. That is a whole problem. And the real problem is, you liberal white people, y'all letting them. Y'all letting them feel like they got the power and authority and they're entitled to it. Y'all letting them feel like that. Give Somalians reparations, and that's going to indeed start a civil war. I promise you that.
You can file this under the you have to see it to believe it, but members of the Somali community, leaders within the Somali community, held a press conference this week demanding reparations from the people of Minnesota because they say they were terrorized by ICE. Watch and I'll comment on the backside. Never let a crisis go to waste, right? It's to the point of parody. This is how brazen Democrats have become here in the state of Minnesota. Somali leaders standing up and demanding reparations, more taxpayer dollars, spreading the same false narratives that the Democrats have been pushing ever since these lawful operations and Operation Metro Surge have begun. These same Somali leaders haven't done anything, haven't said anything regarding the fact that 90% of the fraud that has cost Minnesota taxpayers that we know $10 billion was committed by members of their own community. Did they hold a press conference demanding accountability from their own community, saying sorry to the American public for the amount of fraud that has taken place? Nope. But they're more than happy to stand up and demand more taxpayer dollars. And ridiculously, try to go and say this is because of ICE operations. Even if they lost money in their community, they only have their own party that they align with to blame for going and promoting agitators and on-the-street radicals and insurrectionists to go and attempt to upend what ICE is doing. If you didn't have any individuals getting in the way of ICE, you probably wouldn't even know that ICE operations were taking place, just like in other parts of the country where we've had coordination between local and federal law enforcement, and those operations have actually yielded more arrests of those here illegally than here in Minnesota. But this is the clown world that we live in, where you have the community that's responsible for 90% of the fraud that's made national news standing up with signs and talking into microphones demanding more taxpayer money because they say that they've been victimized by ICE. Where are my reparations, by the way? When do I get my money back from the members of that community that stole it from me and stole it from you? I'm waiting.
Somali community leaders are officially demanding reparations from American taxpayers. They say that we owe them reparations because of the trauma they've went through. The Somali community has delivered a full list of demands to state and federal leaders. They're asking for targeted financial aid just for their small businesses. They want immediate eviction protection. And some mention justice for unspecified deaths. This is all framed as compensation for a crisis. And this crisis would be that federal law enforcement is operating in their city. And even wilder, they want this taxpayer funded and the aid to be tailored exclusively for them. They're demanding that everyday Americans foot the bill for their suffering. What do you think? Are we really expected to pay settlements every time ICE does its job? Leave me a comment. From your friend Rut, I'll see you on the next video.
So we got a new story coming out of Minnesota. Older story, topic, but newer stories of recent developments. As of right now, the Somali community in Minnesota is actively seeking millions of dollars in what they call reparations from ICE, from the torture and the harassment and illegal deportation of many of the people out there. I was watching Anton Daniels, and a lot of y'all know I don't really care for him because for obvious reasons, but listen, I can always give somebody their props. He played a video of him going to Minnesota some years ago, and he was basically saying how he thought it was so crazy how a lot of these people were, you know, running these businesses and things of that nature, and a lot of them weren't. A lot weren't, but a lot of them were, and how, you know, where did they get this money from to have this? You know, when you have people that have sections of the towns, a little Italy, a little Vietnam, there's money that comes to do that, to infiltrate these areas, to patronize and house these areas. So it's like, where did they get this money from? But let me let y'all see what they say. And this may be a 2 to 3 part series, so let's get into it.
We have suffering sons starting for ICE. We wanna, whoever bring over here, we wanna they pay. Only that's what I'm saying. And I'm asking our governor and our state. We are taxpayer. We need pay back whatever they committed ICE. Thank you very much.
No entiendo. No understando.
I'm dumbfounded. Are my eyes and ears deceiving me that this Somalian woman just got on a news conference and said that Americans owe them safety and reparations over the ICE crisis? We are not the world's welfare system. These idiots already funneled hundreds of millions of dollars through the Minneapolis airport to the Al-Shabaab terrorist group. They made up fake autism claims, fake daycares. They were supposed to feed the children in Minnesota and only fed 3% while they were buying luxury purses and cars. The audacity it's just diabolical. We need to get them the hell out of here because Americans are tired of paying for these foolish people.
Of Somali, of small business owners, not those who make $200,000 and above. We don't make that much amount. We have been suffering since the crisis of ICE. We also demand an immediate help to evictions so families are not pushed to homelessness during the crisis. Our community deserves accountability. Our community deserves safety. We need also justice for those who lost their lives.
J.D. Vance shuts down the Democrats calling for reparations.
I think it's absurd for people to say, we want reparations. Reparations for what? On behalf of the American people, would like reparations from them for allowing Somali fraudsters to steal billions of dollars from the American taxpayer that live in Minnesota.
I think he's right. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Honestly, anybody that advised these Somalians to go do this person is wicked. Anybody that stood and told Somalians that the only thing you can think of right now is to demand for reparation, this person is wicked. Because let it make sense to me that you committed a lot of fraud in Minnesota. Americans gave you the opportunity for you to come to America during the civil war or whatsoever that was happening in your country. They gave you shelter. They provided for you guys. They made you guys comfortable. Just because every other country rejected you people as Somalians. I remember when news were flying that other countries as well rejected you guys, other African countries. And it is now amazing that the only country that literally accepted you people, the only thing for you people to do is for Somalians to be ungrateful. There is nothing as worse as being ungrateful. That's just the honest truth. And there is nothing I can tag this as Somalians being ungrateful. Because if not for the fact that Somalians are ungrateful, who the hell asks for reparation? Who the hell asks for reparation when that person has finally committed fraud? It's just like me decided that I am resigning from my job and I'm not demanding for salary the next month. Who does that? Instead of Somalians appealing, you see, this is why I can never support them. Instead of them appealing and looking for ways to make peace with Americans so that they can actually be able to stay in America, they are making things worse for themselves. They are now demanding for reparation. Who the hell is giving you guys reparation? Who is advising you people, Somalians? Who is giving you people all of that audacity that you can just wake up and start asking for reparation without even thinking about it? I have never seen people as ungrateful as these people. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say. To crown it all, these people don't even have, look at a lot of them for how many years that you stayed in the US, you cannot even write a proper or speak a proper English. You cannot even express yourself in a proper English sentence. Despite the fact that you are reading, we're the Somalians, or we're the Somalians, and this, and you're demanding for reparation. Hello. You see, this is why it is more like African countries are not supporting Somalians. This is why you see mostly we Nigerians, like someone like me, let me use myself, let me know, join all the Nigerians together. I can never support these people. I can never support them because I've started seeing how ungrateful Somalians are. When Somalians started saying Minnesota was promised to them 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. That was when I stopped supporting them. That was when I knew that these people are ungrateful. That was when I knew that no matter what you do for these people, they will never appreciate your efforts. They will never appreciate what you are doing for them. Another thing that made me know that Somalians are ungrateful was the fact that black people, black community have to stand for them. And these people wake up one day to tell us that they are not blacks. They are Arabs. They speak Arabs. Look at their skin. It's Mitchie Brown. That is their words, not my words. That Somalians do not have anything to do with black. And from that day I said, wow, you people are double ungrateful. Somalians committed fraud in Minnesota of how many millions, or is it billions, that was looted, that was taken, that was assumed that they are feeding the nation or they are feeding a certain group of people. And now the only thing you are thinking of, because you pay taxes, they've caused damages, business has been shut down, blah, blah, blah. Now you need reparation. Now you need reparation. And you think Americans will just sit down, clap for you and just give you reparation? Even if they give you guys reparation, you guys cannot build your country. That is the problem I have with Somalians. You have all of this energy to put into another man's country. You have all of that time to work even 100 hours a day. But you cannot have all of that time to build your country. So even if, let's assume that this reparation is being gathered and given to you people as reparation, does that mean, or will what? Oh my God. Who advised these people? Who told these people to do this? Because this is just the worst out of everything. You can see a lot of Americans freaking out. Freaking out. So, Black Americans are demanding for reparations. Somalians are demanding for reparations. It's like these people did not really know the contents of reparation before reparation is being given. Maybe they thought you can just sleep, wake up, demand for reparation, and that's all. It's been given to you. Reparation is not done that way. There are a lot of things that contributed for you to be able to demand for reparation. When it comes to the issues of Black Americans demanding for reparation, Black Americans have gone through slavery, segregation, Jim Crow, redlining, name what they have not gone through. And apart from that, during when they have to free slaves, Black Americans, people that own slaves, were being paid. People that own slaves were given reparation. Why Black Americans descended that were supposed to be given reparations were not given reparations? And that is why we keep having this discussion of reparation. And I keep standing on that note that Black Americans deserve to get reparation. Now tell me, who owns Somalians? Because Somalians committed a lot of fraud. Somalians did a lot of things that were bizarre. Somalians, in fact, Somalians brought down the integrity of America as far as I'm concerned. So who the hell is going to give Somalians reparation? Who even advised them to demand for reparation? Who even told them to even take to the media? Instead of looking for a way to make peace amicably with the US and be like, oh, we're sorry, we know we committed this fraud. Okay, how do we return back this money, or the harm has been done? The people that are supposed to move should move. But you people are just looking for a way to just close all the boundaries, all the borders for you people. It's just so sad. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. And this is just for educational purposes, for disclaimers. And I'm so grateful for every one of you tuning in. Thank you for 20,000 subscribers. Don't forget to keep supporting this channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think Somalia should get their reparation? I just want to get your honest opinion. And anyways, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.